Morning, Thursday, another day at it, and I've pushed a couple of bushes out that I didn't realise I had, so I thought, well, I might as well fit them because I've got them. I used a friend's press just to press them out, and now I'm just cutting that down so I can split it, just like I've done this one, and then we can put some poly bushes in it. I mean, the bushes were okay, but I've got the bushes, so might as well change them. You know what I mean? So what I'm doing is I've cut along there, and then I'm just levering it up with a chisel or a screwdriver, just so we can remove the outer part of the old bush. Cut that off. I've applied a little bit of grease. I can't get you a very good camera angle really, but that'll do. And then we just push the poly bushes in. There we go. We have to push this tube in then. We just finish that little tiny bit was sticking out there with the voice. And there you have it, poly bushed. Unfortunately, I'd already painted these, but when my mechanic friend come around yesterday to do that manifold, he noticed that I had these bushes, so shows how good I am at finding out. So that's sorted. So today we'll continue taking these axles to bits, because I need to get the bearings out, find out what type they are, and be able to get new ones. The calipers, see the rust on the calipers. I mean, it's just not worth trying to mess around with them really. That's a shame, because I actually got the pipes out of them. You can buy a refurbished kit for these, but I think to myself, maybe it's not really worth the hassle. And unfortunately, because the pads are so worn out, it's obviously they've been in a bad condition for a long time. I mean, look, there's hardly anything left on there. So the cylinder where they push out, they're so corroded. Like I say, apparently you can buy refurb bits for these. I mean, I suppose you could. Let's take some brake pads out just to show you how bad they are. Look, you can see the pads, hardly anything left. These ones aren't quite so bad actually. Well, they are bad, but so you can see how corroded they are. It's really a waste of time trying to repair them. I suppose I could clean them all up and refurbish them, but it's going to take a bit of time. Maybe I could try one. I think I'll be better off just buying new. Yep, so let's get to it. We're going to get stuck into this rear axle. Put the oil balls on so I can put the knee pads in. You can see that there's obviously the seals gone in here. I should imagine someone's fitted a new brake disc, but not fitted new seals. So we're going to have to check everything, because obviously you can see by the brake pads that nothing's really been looked after. And it's a bit easier to do the rear axles. So I'll just get the top there. I'm going to remove this clip, might as well. Just wedge that in. I mean, you can loosen these bolts before you take the axle off, but I think on a previous video I said they weren't very tight, so it's not a big deal. And we need to get a hub seal kit as well. Apparently they come with all the bearings and everything, as I had my mechanic friend come and tell me, you see. So you do need a bit of advice when you're doing these things. I'm sure this should now come knock off. We'll give that a gentle tap. Now we need to bend that out. We'll be able to try out the new 52mm socket. Yes. Like I say, $11.99 from B&Q. That's a very good price. I broke this screwdriver a little while ago. I just need to, well, that might come undone when we undo it really, but I think that's best just to give it a little tap. Little tap in there. We'll see if we can undo this. This is going to be very tight. Oh my god. Oh, it's not that tight. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be much tighter than that. Drop this in there. then we should be able to undo them bolts. We'll get on the multi-spline sockets over again. I mean, in theory, I could have got away with just buying one 13mm multi-spline socket. Really, I did think about that. Oops, not this. I did think about that, but I just bought a set. So you could just buy one 13mm if you're on a bit of a budget. Maybe that's what I should have done as well. Save some money. No, not. What's this size one? No, it's not 13mm. I'm sure them ones we done the other day were 13mm. Have a look. Yeah, so the brake shoe, the brake calipers are 13mm. I thought these ones were as well, but they might not be. They might be a 14mm. Yeah, so these ones are 14mm, so they are. You do need more than one socket. They cracked off all right, that one anyway. Handy. You take some to bits. Remember, 52mm socket, B&Q, delivered $11.99. I just can't believe how cheap that was. You know, that's really good, that. Give it a tap. I'm hitting the disc because I'm going to put new discs, so you might as well hit the bit you don't want. Not that I'm hitting it very hard. There you have it. Now I think that seal will come out big, easier. A new seal in. There it is. One haddock seal. And some bearings. Which don't seem too bad, but you've got to get them bearing races out as well. And I've got this as well to knock them out. I bought this some time ago, but again, can't remember, 20 quid. You know, it's quite good really. But that might not even fit in there for them. But it's better for when you're putting them back together. All dirty now. Because you can knock them ones out. You can knock that bottom one out just going round it, you see. You're better off using a punch. And being on a flat surface, of course. Just need to put it on there. Start getting cold. Fork and cold. These knee pads, these overalls aren't very good for keeping the old knee pads in. There we go. So got a fairly biggish punch. So 6mm or 1/4. We should be able to just gently tap round and just knock that out. Again, I'm not really hitting that hard, just trying to go round. Just trying to go all the way around like you know done. The only thing is this has gone back in there. So that's your bearing race. And there's another bearing race in the other side. To not damage the studs is put it back in the wheel, and then you can knock the other bearing race out without damaging anything. As if them bearing races have been spinning. They have got hot there, so I don't think they've been spinning. It's hard to say, really. Again, that's when you need to go and speak to a mechanic just to make sure. But to be honest with you, they look quite good. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm going to just carry on doing that. There's no point me video recording the whole lot. I will just show you this. Obviously, to change the seal, I do need to undo these bolts here as well and inspect that there. That looked like that's been getting a bit hot. But overall it's not that bad. But we need to remove this. Obviously there's a seal in there as well. So you put that on and spin it, and you can see that the back seal is not spinning. So then you know there's no excessive wear on this piece, and that's what you're looking for. So we know that we can just get some new bearings, because if there was something wrong with this and this has got hot, this bearing, the race part there at the bottom, would also spin. So at the moment we're in there's quite good quality here. So I'm just going to take this off, because we also need to do the seal on this. So it's just these bolts here. Right, so we've got apart all of this. As you can see, I'm going to take this to JSF. We've got a seal in the back of this, what we need to change. And obviously the hub seals, bearings, new brake pads or brake discs, pads, calipers. And I removed that bolt that I snapped off. Couldn't believe how hard it was. Welded a nut on there, and that was I still had to heat this up no end to get that off. So that was a real difficult one, but we got it. So we managed to start sanding the front axle. I've still got some to do in there, but I wanted to prime what I had sanded so it don't so it don't get rusty. So we'll come back to that. So we're getting there, slowly. Not a bad day today, good day achieved. Axel's more or less stripped down, a bit more painting done, so we'll carry on tomorrow. Cheers.